You know, life has a funny way of screwing you over, doesn't it? I mean, look at you, sitting there, wallowing in your own pathetic misery. You think the world did this to you? You think you're a victim? Ha! Newsflash, sweetheart. The world doesn't give a damn about you. You did this to yourself. Every single mistake, every failure, every miserable moment of your sad little life, it's all on you. You versus you. That's the real fight, isn't it? Forget about all the people who let you down, all the bosses who passed you over, all the friends who stabbed you in the back. They're just noise, distractions from the real problem. And that problem, my dear, is staring you right in the mirror every morning. You think you're unlucky? Bad luck is just a lazy excuse for your own incompetence. Let's face it, you don't have the guts, the brains, or the willpower to claw your way out of the gutter. You're content to sit in your filth and blame everyone else for the fact that you're a failure. Look at you, a sniveling, broken wreck. You used to have dreams, didn't you? Big plans, big hopes. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. You happened. Every time you took the easy way out, every time you settled for less, every time you chickened out because you were too scared to take a risk, you killed a piece of those dreams. You're a coward, too afraid to face your own weaknesses, too scared to admit that you're the one who's been holding you back. You want to be somebody, you want to matter, but you don't have the balls to do what it takes. You're nothing but a joke, a pathetic punchline to a bad joke that no one's laughing at. You versus you. That's the battle you've been losing your entire life. You want to know why? Because you never had the spine to stand up and fight for yourself. You let your fears, your doubts, and your laziness run the show. You let every little setback knock you down and keep you down. Failure isn't falling down, it's staying down. And you, my dear, are the king of staying down. You wrap yourself in your self-pity, wear it like a shield, like it's going to protect you from the harsh reality that you're a failure. But here's the kicker. Nobody cares. Nobody's coming to save you. You're not a damsel in distress. You're the villain of your own story. And you know what? Deep down, you know this. You know that you've been sabotaging yourself all along. You've been your own worst enemy, your own personal nightmare. But instead of facing that truth, you hide from it. You drown it in booze, in meaningless distractions, in empty relationships that only serve to remind you how utterly alone you are. You versus you. It's the fight of your life, and you've been getting your ass kicked from day one. You want to change. You want to be better. Then stop being such a whiny little bitch and start taking responsibility for your life. No more excuses. No more blaming others. No more running away from your problems. Stand up, face yourself, look in the mirror and confront the ugly truth. You're not a victim, you're a culprit. You're not weak because the world made you that way. You're weak because you let yourself be. You've got no one to blame but yourself for the mess you're in. And here's the thing, it's not too late. As long as you're still breathing, you've got a chance to turn things around, to prove to yourself that you're not just a waste of space. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done, because you're going to have to fight. Not against the world, not against other people, but against yourself. You versus you. It's time to step into the ring and show yourself what you're made of. It's time to stop being a pathetic, self-loathing loser and start being the person you were meant to be. But you have to want it. You have to crave it like a dying man craves air. You have to be willing to sacrifice, to endure pain, to face your fears head on. Because if you don't, if you keep on this path of self-destruction, you're going to end up a bitter, lonely, forgotten soul. And no one's going to care. Your story will end in a whimper, not a bang. You'll fade away into obscurity, another wasted life, another could have been. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep lying there in your filth, blaming the world for your problems? Or are you going to get up, dust yourself off, and start fighting for your damn life? The choice is yours, and yours alone. But let's be real. You've never been one for making the tough choices, have you? You've always taken the easy road, the one lined with instant gratification and fleeting pleasures. And look where that's gotten you. You're a ghost, a shadow of the person you could have been. It's time to wake up, time to pull yourself out of this self-inflicted hell and start living like you've got something to fight for. Because you do. You've got your dignity, your future, your very soul on the line here. But you've got to want it bad enough to push through the pain, the fear, the doubt. Look around you. This is rock bottom. There's nowhere to go but up, but you've got to make that climb. No one else is going to do it for you. You versus you. It's a brutal, relentless battle, and it's never going to end. But if you fight, if you dig deep and find that spark of strength you've buried under layers of self-pity and defeat, you can rise. You've got to strip away all the lies you've been telling yourself. You're not a victim. You're not powerless. You're not destined for failure. Those are just excuses, pathetic little lies to make you feel better about not trying. You've got potential buried deep under all that garbage. You've got a fire inside you, one that's been smothered for far too long. But you've got to unleash it. You've got to let it burn away all the crap that's been holding you back. You've got to be willing to face the darkest parts of yourself and emerge stronger, fiercer, more determined than ever. You versus you. It's the only fight that matters. And it's the only one that's truly worth winning. Get up. Rise from the ashes of your self-doubt and self-loathing. Stand tall and face yourself. Tear down the walls you've built around your heart and soul. Break free from the chains of your own making and fight. Fight like your life depends on it, because it does. It's the ultimate showdown, the most important battle you'll ever fight. And it's happening right now, in this very moment. The question is, do you have the guts to see it through? Do you have the strength to conquer your demons and become the person you were meant to be? Or are you going to let this opportunity slip through your fingers, just like all the others? Are you going to stay down, beaten and broken, forever lost in your own despair? The choice is yours. It's always been yours. So what's it going to be? You versus you. Time to decide.